Hi Libra, this is your January 2026 reading. I'm Mystica Venice and welcome to my channel. I'd like to start by clearing the energy and inviting our guides, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. Please be here now to give Libra divine messages for their highest good for the month of January 2026. We welcome you and thank you for being here. Please protect this space from any negative energy. I'd like to start by pulling a couple themes of the month with this deck, the Rebecca Campbell's Water Oracle. And let's see what themes will be coming up for you this month, any challenges or new energies that are coming in for Libra. I hope you had a nice December and were able to rest and reflect during the holiday season. And take time out for yourself just to recuperate. Oh, there's 3 cards. The first card you got out is thank you. It's gratitude, appreciating what's sustaining you. So it seems that, you are grateful for the things, the people around you, the job that you have, what's really lighting you up at this time, what makes everything all worth the troubles of daily life. And whether this is your pets or your children or your garden or nature, and if you, this also is telling you to spend some time in gratitude. I feel like making a list, like a gratitude jar, would be good at this time so that you can remember all the things that you're thankful for. This is like a reminder to you if you've been having a rough time and just kind of like wondering what it's all for. There's been like a lot of things going on in the world and news that it can really bring us down and bring our energy down, and it is time to really focus on the good things so that you can have more of these good things coming in. By showing gratitude, you're showing the universe that you accept these things, and by doing that, you magnetize, you attract more of these things coming into your life. And then you have cleansing, releasing the old, energetic tune-up, new beginnings. And this is a lot about what I was talking about with getting ready for the year of the fire horse and the Lunar New Year on February 17th. You still have time to release these outmoded versions of you or things that no longer serve purpose in your life. These can be new perspectives. These can be like daily responsibilities. These can be actual physical, like cleansing your space. Releasing old things, hobbies, clutter they're energetically clogging up your life. And by releasing these things, whether physically or not, you're also, it's part of gratitude. You have to make room for these new things to come into your life. You have to create space in order to fill it with these new items. Because if you have so many responsibilities and you want to start walking, for an hour every day, but you answer your emails every day for an hour, like maybe that's something, you can cut back on, or this is just an example. Stagnant waters, feeling stuck, call for shifts, flow, and change. So yeah, if you're feeling stuck, these are the solutions. By cleansing your energy and cleansing your home and your life and cleansing your day planner, your day-to-day responsibilities, releasing these things and then giving gratitude, you're letting the universe, you're ready for more good things, and you're also clearing out these stagnant waters, and you're making room for flow, for energetic flow in your life. Okay, so I'm also going to pull one of these goddess cards. This is the Goddess Oracle by Colette Baron. Okay, we'll pull one of these. I love the goddess archetypes. Oh, deep sea diving. You know, this was from the water deck. The way of the mystic, learned through experience, depth. So there may be like a spiritual field or some other field that you want to know more about, but this can also be about learning how your strength and how the depth of your experience, and the wisdom you have. Like maybe you didn't feel like you were an expert in something, but as you searched for experts in this field, you realize that you are actually an expert in this field, and the person that you're looking for to advise you is you, and maybe it's you that should be sharing this knowledge. And it could also just be discovering the depth of your motivations, your feeling, your spirituality, going deep within your soul to figure out the mysteries of life and what it is that you really want going forward. Okay, so Goddess. Let's see here. And then we'll pull some cards. Spider-Woman, co-creation. You are a co-creator of your life. And you're realizing this at this time. You know, the universe is creation, but you know, we have to realize that we are a co-creator of our life, and that we can shape our world by taking action and you know, direct steps towards where we want to be in life, and that is co-creation. And it's also about how we look at things, how we experience things, how we react to things, and how we react to things can really shape our life and how others react to us in turn. So you are a co-creator of your destiny. If you've been feeling blocked with these stagnant waters, know that this is a mindset, and you really can change your life at this time. The universe is letting you know that it's possible, and if you want to do something, or if you've been planning something for a later date, like when this happens, when something happens, then I will be able to do this. That's not the case. It's like, you know, the time is never right if you're waiting for the right time. You know, you just have to get started. And this is a really good reminder of that. So let's get into the cards. I'm using this Star Spinner Oracle by Trungles. It's a bit fairy tale inspired. I really love the imagery. So let's start and pull some cards and see what is going on for January 2026. We will see how these oracle messages come into play in your reading. So right off here, you've got the Hanged Man, which is new perspective, the Knight of Coins, which is action in a direction of financial stability, or a new way of earning that will give you lasting success. And you also have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, it tells me that you are looking to create a stable and abundant home life. We'll also pull clarifying cards on this, so we'll really get into it. I want to pull a few more and get the story. We have the Empress in reverse. And what is that? The Ten of Swords. That one wants to be accentuated because it popped out. The Star, healing. Okay, great. So let's get into this and take a peek a little further. So it seems you've been in contemplation for quite some time. You've been mulling something over in your head. You've been having time to be in this energy, this still energy. You may have been feeling stuck too, or as if this is like you were forced into this downtime to take this new perspective. to see this new perspective. It also warns against becoming a martyr, like doing things for the sake of saying, oh, I did this and I did that, for the outcome or reactions of the people around us. Taking too much responsibility and then saying, oh, well, I did all of this, right? So it's warning against that kind of behavior, but it's also talking about, maybe you had some forced downtime, whether this was like an illness or a job loss or, less work. And so you've had to really think about what your priorities are and how you feel about certain things. You may feel differently about a job, a type of employment, because something may have shifted. You may have received some information on the morals or value of your workplace or the company that you work for, and this may not be aligned with you anymore. So you are looking for like a new way of sustaining your life, stability, maybe more passive income as well. Let's see, why is this Hanged Man here? I'm using this deck I got in Thailand. I do not know, I don't have the box. I remember it took me a really long time to find it, and it didn't come with the guidebook, or if it did, it was in Thai. But these cards are really beautiful, featuring like Thai daily life. I don't know if you heard that. It's just an alarm. So why is the Hanged Man here for Libra? Tell me what's going on with the Hanged Man. Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Pentacles. So, you've been working really hard on something, and it's like, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You've been working really hard on something, but you don't even have time to look out the window at this beautiful mountain and the ocean. I don't know if you can see that. These cards don't want to come into focus. They're a little smaller than the other cards, but, he's so busy working, he doesn't even have time to look at the window or spend time with family. And so you felt like you've just been working all the time, but not really being able to enjoy life. And like, that's all there is. It's just work, work, work to sustain. But your luck is changing, and it's probably because of this new idea, this new way of making money, or, this could also, it doesn't have to just be a job. It could be investments or stocks. It could be, purchasing a home to flip it, or, starting a YouTube channel or something like this, right? So you're having this streak of luck at this moment. You're having like an aha moment. The Wheel of Fortune when it's in play, it's already on the way. Like, there's not really any way to stop it. This is in the universe's hands now, and it's bringing you a lot of luck. So whether it be, like I said, maybe you lost a job or there's less work in your field, this is actually bringing you luck. And what is this new idea? Oh, there's a lot of cards here. So you have the Three of Cups. This new idea would allow you to have more time in community to like enjoy the fruits of your labor, or this is what you want. You may not have the idea yet, but you were thinking that you need to come up with something, and you needed to allow you to have time with your friends and family and time to really enjoy your life. You have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands here. I believe it was Leo that also got these two. So it's a beginning of a new emotional fulfilling cycle, as well as a time of a new passion, and action towards this new passion. So this is the beginning of a brand new cycle. So I feel like this Hangman and this working all the time. This is in the past now. This is like recent past. And you are going to be following this streak of inspiration. Like, you're just not willing to be the martyr in your own life anymore. Like, for instance, I work all the time, and you know, maybe your partner has a job that's less demanding. And so you're also like, well, this is just not worth it anymore. I see it differently now. The work-life balance, maybe something in your life has shifted to that. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse twice. So you're feeling like you have an unstable home life for whatever reason, and you really want to make this upright. What you really want is a happy home life. You could be considering retiring at this time. You know, maybe cashing in that, you know, collecting that pension or that Social Security. Or you could just be thinking about how you can make your life more joyful, more stable, spending time in family. Why are the Ten of Pentacles reversed 2 times here? Why is this showing me that? Why is this Ten of Pentacles in reverse? So the first card up is that you have a lot of worries. You have a lot of choices, but you have a lot of worries, and you're worried about making the correct choice at this time. So if you are considering a new job, then this would be part of that. You're doing a lot of healing, you know, and there's been some bickering or arguments or disruption, conflict in your home life. So, you know, maybe maybe there's been some arguing due to this financial instability. And you're like really up in your head about it. Like, if you look at this card, these clouds, it really is giving like a labyrinth energy, and you're just unsure which way to go. But you're taking the time. It talks about taking the time to really consider your options, to make sure that it's like not a pipe dream, to really like weigh out and do the research to make sure that you are making correct decisions. But the good part is that there are a lot of choices to choose from, so you have a lot of options. And maybe this is why this comes after. It's like there's a lot of conflict, you know, maybe there's a lot of people in your life that have interest in which options you're choosing at this time. But you're healing from this. Like, maybe you might be walking away from this conflict because you're healing. Whatever this is, you are healing. The Star card comes after the Tower, and it talks about finding emotional balance and like communing with spirit, to use your intuition to trust where you're going to go. It also talks about spending some time in nature or meditation, or like taking the time you need to make this decision without this conflict. Why is the Five of Wands here with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse? It kind of seems like there might just be arguments about money. It seems quite literal in this case. So there may be some, you know, conflicts arise surrounding the home life and how everything's going to be paid for, because these are pentacles, which is coins, which is money. It can also be health, but in this case, with the workaday life, this is definitely money. But you can trust that Spirit, you know, you're favored by Spirit for the work that you have done and the effort you do put in and the way that you work on yourself and see life. We got the Magician. I'm surprised I didn't look at it right away. This says that you have the resources you need to turn this upside down. You can repair the situation. Like, by gaining this new perspective and really looking at your assets and what you need and what you don't need, and cutting out, what do we say here? Cutting out things that you don't need, the cleansing. Maybe these are things that you pay for, subscriptions, or, maybe you have more than one car, or so it's about like downsizing your monthly expenditures in the home in order to make it easier on your finances, on your relationships, to bring about this emotional harmony and passion, to have this time to spend with your loved ones, right? So the magician, he's got all of the elements, and in this case, he also has balance with these two candles, the black and the white candle. Talk about balance and duality. There's harmony in this, and he is an alchemist. So it's about finding the assets that you already have, to put them to use for your higher good. I mean, maybe this is like a skill that you have that you can teach, to earn more income. You have the Empress in reverse. I feel like this could be a person in your life. It could also be you. But the Empress is the most nurturing card in the deck. She is about creation. She's abundance. She's the only card on the deck, a person in the deck that's actually sitting on a cushioned throne. So it's about enjoyment, luxury, free time, and also fertility and creation, because she's depicted as pregnant. As an empress, it's her job to, continue the lineage. So she's always portrayed as pregnant. So she represents creation. In this case, it's in reverse. So you are having like a blocked energy here, or this is somebody in your life that's maybe just not on board with the direction you want to take. Tell me more about this Empress. Why is this Empress here for Libra? Why is this Empress here for Libra? Tell me more. So you have the Lovers here. There's a lot of cards that popped out. You have the Lovers. This tells me this Empress is part of your partnership. And you also got the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands in reversed. And this tells me that there is some juxtaposition in your relationship. One of you is quite emotional, loving, like emotionally mature and loving. And the other one is like a lacking passion, or like a blocked energy, because this king is all about passion and energy and making things happen, planning, well, sometimes he's not so much of a planner. That's more of Pentacle, but he creates the action, and in this case it's reversed, so it's a stuck energy. Let me see here. You have the Four of Wands in reverse, and this card is about marriage. So I see that there's some relationship issues going on here. There's some divide, and you guys aren't thinking in the same way. And this might be too like this unrest in the home with the Ten of Pentacles upside down and the Five of Wands, which is the bickering and arguments. There's some unrest in the home and also within this relationship. You have the Knight of Swords, and this is either you or them are coming with the message. Like, you've thought about this. I think this is you, because you've been thinking about this for quite some time, and how things are not working the way that you would like your life to be. It's just not. It's not how you would like your life to be. You would like it to be, warm and flowing. You want to have more time to enjoy your loved ones. But with the unrest in the home, you've thought about this. You're bringing a message. You're going to talk about this. You're going to have some discussions about how you can repair this, whether or not it's worth it, because this is a marriage card. You're going to be discussing how you can make reparations in your marriage, whether that's counseling. And then you have the Six of Wands, success, and the Moon card. It's interesting because the Six of Wands is success, right? So it kind of seems like you're going to have a successful conversation and outcome in this, but also in bringing your message to this person, you're going to find out something. You're going to find out something that you had not previously known. It's going to, because you come with this information, you're going to find out. The moon talks about intuition, but it also talks about the moon lighting up the dark parts of an area. And so you're able to see things that you couldn't see in the dark before. So it brings new light into the situation. Because after that, you have the Ten of Swords. I feel like this is you have a successful situation, but it's as if like you're done anyway. You're done anyway. You've thought about it. That it kind of feels to me like you may have been living beyond your means, or that what you have in your life is beginning to cost more. The big house costs more with the utility bills, and you're wanting to downsize. They might not be on the same page with that. Tell me, why is the moon here? What are we finding out here with the moon? Because remember, you have the star at the end, which is healing. Oh. Page of Swords in reverse. So one of you is reacting in a less mature way with the Page of Swords. These are communications. These are ideas with the swords. And you're not communicating in the same way. Because one of these people, you are the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Swords. You're coming in with this message. They are the King of Wands and the Page of Swords in reverse. So, they're not willing to take action. They don't want to change. That's what it is. They don't want to change. And the communication is not as tempered. This can be somebody that overreacts, with the King of Wands being so fiery and with the Page being so young and immature. So even though, this is a successful conversation, I feel like it's a success in ending it. They've shown you this side of them, and it kind of tells me that you want to discontinue this relationship here. Why is the Four of Wands here in reverse? Too many. The World. Yeah, you're just postponing the end of a chapter here. You're postponing the end of a chapter here. The World is success of a chapter. It came in reverse. Or you're like holding off on the inevitable demise. It's like you're trying to work it out. But the chapter is coming to a close anyway. And the moon here. Oh, right. You have these other ones. Justice in reverse. Justice talks about, it's usually about it's actually, it should be your card. It's got the scales in it, but your card is, oh, your card is a Justice card. So yeah, it's you. You're just not feeling that the scales are coming into balance. It doesn't feel equal. And this is what the moon is coming up. So you are now, and then the Fool came out. So you're now done. You're just done. Like, you've talked this to death. You know, you've been unhappy. You've talked this to death. It doesn't seem to be working out or resolving at all. And so now you're going to start this new adventure and walk away from this situation because you're done. The Ten of Swords is obviously this is a bird, but it's a person that has been, you know, it's like a death card. They've been slaughtered to death. They've been skewered with these ideas, and they're just done. It's like it's the end of the cycle. So it's a 10. So you're going to start on a 1 or a 0 here. The 0 card is the Fool. So you're starting over. You're starting over. And if you're not, the terms of the relationship are starting over. But I see the Fool is alone with just, you know, their pack and their dog, and in this case a flute, you know, to go on this new adventure. Tell me more about this. Yeah, you're releasing this toxic situation with the devil. And you got the Emperor in reverse. So you're starting to plan your future. The Fool talks about starting this new adventure and having faith, but you also are guarded to look before you leap, and so that is like the planning stages of this. You know, I want to bring up too that this stagnant waters came out, and it kind of seems like everything is like you kind of need like a reset here, because you're like unsatisfied with your work life, unsatisfied with your home life, and unsatisfied with your relationship. And these are the stagnant waters that are holding you back. And the thank you, it's like appreciating that these things served you well while they served you. You know, this job served you well and you sustained life from it. This home and this lifestyle, this all served you well, this relationship. But, you know, thank it and release it. You know, don't be bitter. Just know that this is a lesson and it served its purpose. And now you can release it and start fresh. You know, sometimes things run their course. And you've gone as far as you can on this path and in this direction. And, you know, it just doesn't feel right anymore energetically for you to stay here. So then you have the Ace of Swords. It was in reverse, but aces like are never really in reverse, you know. And did you have Ace of Swords? So you have the Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, because an ace card will outshine any negative cards that are around it. This is a really good blessing, and this is new. It talks about clarity. You've like now have clarity on this situation that you spent all of this time contemplating, and you've made your choices. You really spent the time to contemplate it. Like, you didn't make these decisions lightly, and if this hasn't happened yet, like, you won't be making these decisions lightly. This is, I see this towards the end of the month, maybe even into the beginning of February. You have not made these decisions lightly. You've really contemplated it. You know, you've weighed out your options, probably even gone to therapy with your partner, and now you're in the act of healing. Did you receive a star somewhere else? I feel like you did. Yes. This is a healing card, and like I said, it comes after the Tower, and this is about taking the time to heal before you start to rebuild your life. So let me see here. This deck's getting a little slim. I'm gonna pull from the same deck. Okay. So what is this newfound clarity, or this new idea for the for Libra? What is this newfound clarity? Tell me more about this. Ace of Swords. You have clarity of why. You got the Death card. You have clarity now of why this is happening. Like, you know, you knew that this had to end. This toxic cycle had to end, and you have a lot of clarity. Like, you've had time to think about it, and you see now why it didn't work, and it's best for both of you, and possibly your children. There's a child on that. You know, like, because this strife and this arguing and this constantly, like, just working to survive. You were surviving, not thriving. The Hierophant. So you may be, you know, delving into spirituality in order to deal with this ending. Like, you know, it's been helping you. Your spirituality has been helping you with the sleepless nights and the guilt you feel of leaving this relationship in the past. And then you have what the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So upright, the Four of Pentacles is a stuck energy, and it's about, like, saving money, budgeting your finances. And in reverse, I see here that that's no longer what you're worrying about. Like, your energy has become unstuck. You're more in flow. Did we not have a card that was about flow? Oh, that was the stagnant waters. You're more in flow now. So you're, like, taking the advice of the universe. This is just all, and becoming a co-creator in your life, right? You know, you just had to change things for your well-being and your mental well-being. Maybe even for some, your physical well-being here with this Five of Wands. And even though you thought, like, you couldn't get out of this situation, you couldn't leave, you couldn't change, in the end, the weight of it became so great that you kind of were like, I have nothing to lose anymore. I have nothing to lose. So I'm moving on with my life. Did you have the Chariot? No. So you might not be moving very far, but you're moving on with your life. And then the Star card. Let's see why the Star card is here. The healing, you know, the healing waters. She's got, like, a crane or a bird and a lot of irises, which are associated with Egypt. Actually, I think they used to maybe bury Egyptians with irises. They're blue. They kind of look like an evil eye, blue or purple. Okay, why is the star here for Libra? The Queen of Wands. Yeah. You know, you are glowing up, you know, and this Hierophant, this is a spiritual path. This could be a traditional spiritual path, like you're going to church, or it could also just be using a lot of diplomacy, but it is a spiritual path. He represents the Pope. So you're leaning on that for your healing, and it's giving you this big glow up. This Queen of Wands is, you know, she's like the most fun queen in the deck. You know, and here she's portrayed as Belle from Beauty and the Beast. But the sunflowers represent happiness, and she has a magic wand to create the life the way that she wants it. She's got all these roses, signifying growth and love, and she actually has courage here with the lion. She has a lot of courage because she is a fire sign, and, you know, she is taking action towards this glow up. So, like, now you have this, like, crown. You've been crowned by taking action and control of your life, whereas before you really felt like you were a victim in your own life, and it was a mindset, you couldn't get out of it. You somehow here managed to change it around, and I feel that's because you are doing the work, you know. Learning through experience, way of the mystic. Yeah, you're following the spiritual path to meet your deepness, and you're overcoming this life that you thought you were, like, kind of felt like you were captive to, but you've seen your way out of it this month. Okay, so these are collective messages, and if this doesn't resonate for you, I am also available for private messages. I do them through video calls, and they're not pre-recorded. But if this message is for you, please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more. Let's pull. I really like this for you. I mean, although like it does take some time to get out of these relationships, if this is how you were feeling, then this is definitely good for you. So let's see what blessings you have coming into your life. I'm going to use this Enchanted Heart deck by Alana Fairchild. I love Alana's decks. This one is very different from her others, I feel like, but I love the playfulness. And I was feeling a playful energy for you, which is why I used the Star Spinners deck, this really beautiful tarot card deck. I was feeling playfulness. I guess that's because you're entering this new playful era. I mean, just in time. I mean, you're shedding all these past versions of yourself through January and starting fresh and going forward towards what you want. You're the snake. I mean, you're the horse, fire. And that'll also, I mean, I don't know if you follow astrology, but the energy is shifting. The energy is really shifting right now. All month long. We've already had 2 planets go into Aquarius and one more going this month. And a couple of other things are happening that are really just shifting the energy, and things are starting to feel really different. Like, I feel like in December, everybody was just kind of waiting. Like, kind of feel like something's on the horizon, waiting for the other shoe to drop, you know, with apprehension. And now we can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. That life doesn't have to feel like this. And it's shifting your energy. You're finding like a new purpose. What does this say? Nomads. No matter how unfamiliar the territory before you may seem, you are not lost. You are on a meaning-filled quest, and you will find what you seek. I am always at home within my heart. Yeah, so even though you're going on this new path with the Fool, and it feels unfamiliar and you're a nomad, like, you're going to find what you seek. Like, this is, people are nomadic for a reason. Nomads, the reason why they were nomads is because they followed the seasons, they followed the crops, you know, what were in season, where the water was plentiful, where the animals were, and these are the things, you know, that they were surviving on. And so this is kind of like what you're doing. Like, it has just, there's not enough sustenance where you are now, and it's requiring, you know, a move, a change. Oh, let's see if we got another blessing here. So yeah, just keep making that gratitude jar every day, and then when you feel lost, sad, and lonely, you can go back to that gratitude jar and open it up and read the blessings that you have. I used to do this every year at the new year, make a gratitude jar and then make a new one for the next year. Okay, let's see, what is this one? These cards are so beautiful. Shaman. Your magical heart can channel nature's love to heal yourself and the planet. As you ground and connect to nature, your inner power grows. I am in tune with the healing power of nature. I love this for you. You know, when I said spiritual journey, I did mention, you know, maybe going to church, but this could also be, you know, I usually see the High Priestess as the more avant-garde spirituality, but, you know, the Hierophant is also very mystical and spiritual, and he's around a lot more people, spreading his message and whatnot. So you're coming into this healing era. This is probably part of why you're having this glow up, is because you are on this journey to understanding yourself and finding your depth. Where is that one? Finding the true depth of your own nature. There's more for you out there, and you are finding it at this time. Thank you so much, Libra. I hope you have a wonderful month, and we'll see you back here on the next one. Bye.